Dear Father Simon and the Collective, I write to you seeking forgiveness for a moment of, shall we say, travel tension 7 years ago, which I fear may otherwise haunt me for the rest of my days. See, it all started very badly on a Monday when Sally Traffic informed me that there was trouble on the A1, and this meant having to do the dreaded diversion through the centre of Leeds. Ordinarily, I wouldn't be too perturbed. However, I was already running late and had an important client meeting arranged, although I was quietly hoping for a force majeure would occur so it could be postponed. Ask Matt. After a relative... that's it now. There's no more references to you, Sally, so you can relax. It's just that...
I thought I was going to start during the whole confession.
OK, I'll see if I can work you in.
Would you mind?
After a relatively free-flowing diversion, I then hit the city centre and gridlock ensued. You could see the frustration on drivers' faces, and mine was no different. Places to go, people to see, neither of which was going to happen imminently. I sat in a single-file traffic jam which moved at the pace of an asthmatic turtle for what seemed like forever, until eventually there was some movement. I noticed further ahead that there was a road from the left where cars were waiting to pull out onto our carriageway, and so began the game of After You. Now, I'm sure everyone is aware of traffic jam etiquette. You let someone out, then the next vehicle waits to be let out by the car behind you. However, on this occasion, the etiquette gods were not playing ball. Are you aware of this etiquette? Would you say that's the fairly standard?
I think so. I think you have to kind of... Unless they're being silly, in which case you wouldn't let them go through. But I think generally that's true.
This is the traffic jam etiquette of which Dean is telling us. After you, that's the game you play. You see, what happened is, as I got nearer to the junction ahead, it became my turn to let a car pull out, which I duly did with the globally recognised hand gesture of, well, go on then. Everything was fine until I noticed that the next car from the same junction was now sneaking forward. I thought to myself, well, surely he's not trying to pull out. Does he not know the rules? So I edged ever forward, but much to my dismay, so was this rule breaker. I caught his eye and decided to wave my finger, as if to say, no chance, pal, amongst other things. But to my amazement, he still crept forward. After a short game of accelerate, brake, we both seemed to hit the accelerator simultaneously, and before I knew it, we had collided. After taking a moment to assess what had just happened, the red mist descended. I approached his vehicle and unleashed a barrage of, "What the heck do you think you're doing?" And, "I let the car in front of you go out, not you." And, "Do you not know the rules?" And so on. And I'm ashamed to say, a few expletives may also have been thrown in for extra effect. Well, the driver of said vehicle appeared to remain calm. He wound down his window ever so slightly and motioned to me to come closer. At this point, my adrenaline was through the roof, and as I leant towards the window, I heard the words that will remain forever in my memory. "Did you not realise I'm being towed?"
Oh, superb.
So I seek forgiveness, Simon, not only from the helpless man who had to endure my misguided fury, but also from his two children who, unbeknownst to me, were in the back seat of the car and had to listen to the potty-mouthed, annoyed man outside, who was Dean from Harrogate. Yours in hope. You can see and you can understand, because the rules are the rules. He was trying to sneak out. It's just he didn't really have much say in the matter. So here we go. Let's try Sister Rebecca for an understanding voice.
This reminds, you know those signs that say "converge like a zip"? You know those signs? They should have had a sign there that said that, or something.
It doesn't say "converge like a zip."
What does it say?
Does it? Well,
anyway, something like that. But, I mean, it is a rule. But people often break these rules, don't they? And I think this actually shows that getting road rage for an incident like that, road rage where you are so angry you could, easily go and hit somebody, is really not the way forward.
No.
Much better just to go and politely have a word and take the moral high ground, I think. And I think, it's quite funny, actually, that he got his comeuppance. So I think, I can't ever... say it's okay to shout at someone, Dean, so I'm afraid you're not forgiven.
Well, you could shout at someone from the comfort of your own car.
But swearing and going up to them threateningly...
No, that's not very nice. Not very nice at all. Anyway, yes, now we have the aforementioned Mother Superior.
Well, you have, Rebecca, just a little road knowledge for you. You have...
Oh,
Yes.
not patronising at all.
Yes,
Here
come
it
on. Yes,
comes.
actually, but listen up now.
No,
Yes,
listen
okay,
up. Listen up, Rebecca. You have converge signs when there are roadworks. This particular problem was caused by extra traffic going through an area because a road nearby was shut. So they wouldn't have put signs up for that. So they just
Obviously.
had to. They had to think on their feet, really. Just so you know.
Thanks for clearing that one
That's
up.
fine. And you see, I think road rage is I can't say I've never
Travel
had it.
tension, I called it.
Travel tension. I've had a bit of travel tension in my time because I've driven for miles, so I kind of understand. And no one likes to be made a complete fool of in the way that Dean was. But so, Dean, I don't know. You made the traffic jam worse by not looking ahead, by not thinking ahead. So I think on that basis alone, I can't forgive you.
It's all down to Brother Matthew, then.
I think this is superb. I was convinced he was going to be a priest, the guy in the other car. But anyway,
he may have made that a bit.
anyone who's ever been in a car with me knows that I never, ever take the moral high ground. I am always bellowing at other people in other cars because, frankly, I behave like the street is mine and you're deigning to be in my way. So, Dean, I am definitely going to forgive you because you did what probably I would have done as well, and you provided an excellent punchline. The fact this guy's being towed, superb. Well done.